Hello everyone. It is Thursday, January 9th of 25. I had to think for a second. That's the problem, is that 4 and 5 start with the same way. Pain in the ass. Today, woke up to a comment on my vlog from the 30th of December. I shouldn't let these get to me, but this one I was like, really? That's the best you got? They said, dullard. I'm like, yeah, cool, you got the point. I say, if you don't like watching the video, you don't gotta fucking watch a video. What's fun is the way YouTube works. Getting a comment actually helps the video. Positive or negative. I actually deleted the comment because honestly, I think there's already too much negativity on social media as a whole. And yes, YouTube is social media. I mean, come on. It is a website where we all put our own videos on here, and it's also being taken over by AI bots. All these AI bots saying, look at this cool clip we have. It's the lowest of effort. As I was saying, it is the lowest effort of video, which this isn't very high effort either, to be honest with you. I pull out the camera and start talking about my life and what's going on in it. Which, yeah, my life is dull as hell. Part of my job is accounting. Do you know any job more exciting than accounting? You should be able to name a couple. You should be able to name a couple of jobs that are more exciting than having to do accounting. You know what I do instead? You know what I'd rather do? I'd rather enjoy life. Yeah, my life is dull 95% of the time, as honestly is just about everyone else's. From an outside perspective, of course. There's very few people where you look at them and go, man, I want to be them. Or maybe you are, but all you're seeing are the exciting moments of their lives. All you're seeing is, we went on a trip. Yay. We got to do this. Yay. We went and did a thing. Yay. You know what? A lot of those things happen in like small bursts. And if someone really does that like daily, on a daily basis, that's cool. And I hope they're happy. But a vast majority of us are fine just kind of doing what we do. Getting out the wagon every time we need to do trivia. Stay. And making sure the fucking car starts on a daily basis. Making sure that their checkbook and their bills are balanced. For those of you who are maybe a little young for a checkbook, we actually had like a physical book we wrote things in. I have one somewhere. I said, I'm old. I'm 40 years old. I was at the tail end of checkbooks. Like I said, I shouldn't let this shit bother me, but it can. It shouldn't, but it can. That's called being human. Anyway, I'm going home now. Or not going home. I am home. I'm going to go to work now. And go be dull there. Like, I have an hour-long meeting to sit through at 1 o'clock. Oh, it's great. I love it so much. And then I have trivia tonight. And while I'm at work, I need to do the playlist for said trivia, because I just need to do the playlist for said trivia. Maybe I'll even write trivia for next Wednesday and actually do that. We'll see. Anyway, let's go enjoy my dull-ass day. We're home. Trivia tonight was quite good. I had 22 teams. I had one person really bitching me about the fact that Australia is not a continent, Oceania is. And I'm like, he's like, well, what are you gonna do about all those islands? I'm like, are they part of any big landmass? No, they're not. Question was, what is widely considered to be the flattest continent? And it's just Australia. I had one team answer India. I'm like, well, India's not a continent, a subcontinent at best, but we're not really talking about geology here. It's more geography than geology. Make sure my lights are on for Missy. Oh good, my lights are on. Excellent. I have to greet someone that's visiting on my Finch app. Having a little bit of a content crisis on my way home. Because I realized, like, tonight, I really enjoyed trivia. But I'm constantly feeling like it's a chore to do it at home. And I really hate to say part of it's because I do it just for entertainment, just for me. Which I mean, now, especially with the financial situation I'm in, it makes it really easy for me to go, I'm gonna pick up, like, say, if a show is available on Wednesday, I'm gonna take it. Oof. I don't know. And the other part of it is taking the time to actually do the show. And, like, I really enjoy trivia, but at the same time, it's like, Missy's yelling at me. Missy. Kitty. Yeah, it's this late. It's 10:15. We had 22 teams tonight. That's why the show ran so fucking late. That is why the show ran so goddamn late. Home. Eating timer. There we go. Hi. Meow. But I had a thought while I was in the car. And I don't want this to feel like, oh, typical YouTuber just looking for money. It's like, I want to look for it through the right avenues and give options that are available. Such as Patreon. And I thought, what the hell would I do with a Patreon? How would I do that? I'd probably have one tier that's relatively inexpensive, just to help support me. And the only thing I'd really give in response to that is, thank you. I've seen some content creators do that. I think I'm no exception there. I just realized I haven't had the heat on all day. I turned it off because I saw my electric bill for this month, and oh boy. Yeah, it is 62 degrees. I'm going to turn the heat on. I'm going to turn the heat on, kitty. I'm probably not feeling it because I just got out of a warm car. So, mode on. The thing is, that thing has been on pretty much constantly. And, like, that's a lot of energy. So, yeah. But anyway, ooh. I think theoretically the way I'd want to do this, if I were to go this route, I'm not decided yet. I'm going to talk with a lot of people to say, hey, what would you think if I did this? And I should also specify that I'm not relying on any Patreon fundage to be my revenue stream. I have a full-time job. It's just this would be supplemental cash. And I need that. Supplemental cash, important. Sorry, I had to remove this shirt because it's a lot. It's second layer, it's a lot. But yeah, I think I know what I would do and how I would do it. I just don't know how it would be received. And like I said, I'd probably go with like, I'd say, I think I theorized in the car, because I do a lot of theorizing in the car, $2 for a, thanks, for just a general support tier, $2 a month. I even thought about calling it the "it adds up" tier, because it really does. I mean, little support like that, if you get people, a bunch of people saying, here, $2, $2, $2, that does add up after a while. And whereas I'm well aware I wouldn't get all two of those dollars, it's really a way to say, hey, thanks. Maybe I'll do like a newsletter or something. A weekly newsletter. That's not the vlog. Just a newsletter. And I thought like $5 would be the free answer tier, which would kind of force me to do more trivia, in which every month you'd get a free answer to use wherever the hell you want to. You just go, I want to use my free answer here. And specify that, you know, I'd probably specify the rule of that no matter what becomes the lowest point value of the round. So yeah, that's a thought. Another thought I had is redoing that cup. Another thought I had was doing a $10 tier where I do like a video update. And maybe, I don't know, some other content. Honestly, I don't know what I would do. Especially if people started actually donating to it, like supporting it. And no, this is not, for me, this is not a gateway to full-time content creation. That's not what I want to do. I mean, I like content creation, but not for life. There's just so much hustle, and there's so much shit that goes on with it, that I don't want that. Don't want that in my life. I don't want that anywhere in my, yeah, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. And I know, you can say, but Scott, you have the vlog. This is different. This is more me kind of doing a verbal dump every day. And maybe sharing an experience every now and again. And apparently, again, being dull. So yeah, it's fine. I don't know if that's a route I want to go, or if, I don't know, maybe there's something else I want to do. I don't know. I know the way I've been doing trivia at home specifically. I need to figure something else out, or I'm never going to do trivia again at home. And I started thinking, it's like, oh, there's only 2 teams that show up every game. And yeah, there's 2 teams that show up every game. That's gotta be done. Maybe there's a third that shows up every now and again. Most of the time. They're also there to watch me do stupid randomizer shit. I don't blame them. It's a lot of fun. But I think for me the important thing is I do love doing it. I love entertaining people. I love having that sort of kind of banter back and forth. Banter, not, people bitching about answers. And yeah, there's a difference between banter and bitching. There's a big difference between banter and bitching. There's one guy we have with one of the teams at the live show. He gives me shit every game. Because there's always that one question that's like kind of, it skirts the line of bullshit. And I know it does. I'm well aware that it does. Or maybe I'm not aware as I put it in the show, but when I actually like answer it, or when I actually like read it and go, oh wait a minute, fuck. Like honestly, the flattest continent. There's no like measurement to what the flattest continent is. There's no measurement to that. There's no actual like, this is how we measured it. It's more a case of, we consider this to be the flattest continent. And when you add in words like consider, it probably shouldn't be in trivia. Unless it's like a qualifier for something that's a little more factual. Like, widely considered to be the biggest championship in college, or in the NCAA, or in the ranks of collegiate football. What is the top level of college football's national championship called? And most people would look at that and go, that's Division I FBS's college football playoff. Which I'm like, okay, my first thought is, number one, that's not even a national, that's not even an official championship. That's actually, it's not official. Seriously, it's not. The official national champion in Division I of the NCAA this year will be North Dakota State. That's it. It's done. There is no other Division I national champion. It's not like saying basketball where you have the one division that has the massive tournament, and there's definitely 2 tiers of said tournament, and one is most definitely the championship basketball tournament is what I'm thinking of. Like, no one looks at the NIT and goes, there's your national champion right there. No, because the NIT, which is also now owned by the NCAA, or maybe it always was, I don't know. The NIT is everybody else. But anyway, it's enough of me and college basketball. Although I could piss off a lot of people and give my thoughts on how I would fix the NCAA tournament. Expand it, but not expand it. I would actually contract the NCAA tournament. Officially. Purple Ink, what the hell do you mean by contract the NCAA? There's 68 teams get in, yeah. And only 64 of them should be playing for the national championship. Here's what I would do. Obviously, automatic bids are reserved for those who win their conference championship. Which that's a whole other can of worms, I know. Not a fan of that, but is what it is. But what if? This is just a thought. What if we did something else? Something different. I.e., what if, instead of having a 68-team field in which the 32 conference tournament champions get in, plus the next 36 at-large teams based on a committee, then get seeded 1 through 16 with 8 teams doing first four games. They're play-in games. Those teams aren't really in the tournament, and they know it, by the way. What if instead you do it this way? You don't do a first four. You take your 32 conference championship teams. I think it's still 32 at this point. If it is not 32, then it probably should be amended. If it's more than 32, then we need to figure something else out. Obviously, we would need to figure something else out because, well, you can't put 32 teams in a tournament as automatic bids because of their conference championship if there's, like, say, 33 conferences. I think there's still 32. Let's assume there's still 32. Those 32 conference champions are put in the tournament. Automatically, second round. You win your conference tournament, in you go. Second round. Yes, even for the conferences that traditionally suck in the tournament. Looking at MEAC, SWAC, the one-bid tournaments that get like your traditional 12 through 16 seeds. Put them in 1 through 8, 4 regions. To determine the other 32 teams that they would end up playing, what if we take the next 64, including those that would have traditionally been automatically in the NIT, such as regular season conference champions that did not win their conference tournament. They get first round. They get to jump into the first round. Have these games, 32 games, played at campus sites. Campus sites. Or you figure, we'll say 4 to 8 new regional sites. Regional pod sites. That would host first, second, and third rounds. Teams that win the first round, they move on to the second round. They're seeded, like say there's 2 9s in each bracket, 9A and 9B. The winner of the 9 lines, say in the South bracket, would move on to play the 8 seed in the South bracket. Or, instead of seeding, we could reseed. But have those 64 at-large teams play for it. You want to do a play-in game? Let's do a fucking play-in game. If you win, you move on to the NCAA tournament. If you lose, you go to the NIT. Now, people would look at that and go, that's a logistical nightmare. Really? And the tournament as it's currently run isn't a logistical nightmare? Are you telling me that's not a logistical, it's a fucking nightmare? Of course it's a logistical nightmare. Oh, come on. No? I mean, come on. You're trying to put all these teams in in one or two spaces. It's gonna get fucked up. It's gonna get complicated. And the thing that pisses me off, I think, the most is when people say that's not how we've done it before. You know what? We haven't done the tournament. The tournament before, if you want to go, we haven't done it like that before. The tournament was 8 teams when it first started. 8 teams, that's it. I just went off on a fucking basketball tangent. We were talking about football. I think that goes on to more of my point of, you know, that's how they do basketball is an actual tournament, and how they do football is the prettiest girl wins. At the highest level, I should say. At the highest level, the prettiest girl wins. That's it. D2, D3, FCS, NAIA. No. The team that, like, D3 just expanded to 40 teams this year, tournament-wise. And you might go, damn, that's a lot of teams. Yeah, that's only 1/6 of Division 3. That is 1/6. I believe there's 230, 240 teams in Division 3, and 40 get in. Hi. This one's purring. Oh yeah, you purring. Division 1 FCS is 125, I think, and 24 get in. So that's 20%. D2 is 28 teams get in out of 180. So D2 has the hardest access. NAIA is 20 teams out of 97, which is the easiest access. And then if you want to add in FBS, they just shot up to 12 teams out of about 130. A little more than 130. That's not great numbers. It was 4. It was 4 last year. This year they went to 12, and they're like, well, there's problems with the thing. I'm like, yeah, you're going to have problems with the new format because your team didn't get included, Alabama. Yeah. Again, I've went off on several tangents. That's just what vlog is. My thoughts are with all my friends down south. Who are dealing with the snow, or as those of us in Madison would call a dusting. I don't know why I took my glasses off. Felt like it. Who are you? Why do I know you? Thanks, Missy. Current photography being provided by Kat. I don't know who the fuck you are. Okay, I'm not following you back. Who the hell are you? Oh, that might have been someone who followed me from, I don't know. Anyway. Today's been a good day. I'm going to figure out what to do with my own personal, content, trivia content. What's a subtle sign that someone's actually really wealthy? A finished Midwestern basement, actually, yeah. Fully finished. And furnished. Anyway. Calling it a day. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.